CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A mostly rainy day has seen a flood watch put in place for Windsor, Essex, and a flood warning along the Thames River. Officials say as much as 50 millimeters of rain has fallen across Windsor, Essex in the past 24 hours, with smaller creeks and drains running near capacity and the risk of water spilling into low-lying areas. In Chatham-Kent, conservation officials say similar rainfall totals are pushing the Thames River higher, with flooding expected along river flats from Delaware to Chatham. There are also concerns about standing water and localized flooding in parts of Chatham, including low-lying streets and basements near the downtown core. Residents across the region are being urged to avoid flooded areas, rivers, and streams where fast-moving water can quickly become dangerous. And turning to a public health issue in Chatham-Kent tonight, hundreds of students have been suspended from school over missing immunization records, a move meant to prevent outbreaks of dangerous diseases. CTV's Brian Bicknell reports.
A public health measure to keep children from contracting or spreading dangerous diseases. But not all families are getting their children immunized, an issue that causes both concern and disagreement.
I have a nephew who's actually immunocompromised, and I would prefer him to be safe when he goes to school.
I agree vaccinations are required, but I don't also think people should have the option on whether to do it or not.
We need them in order to, lessen the impact of different diseases that are communicable, that are, prevalent in schools, in the community.
Parents are required under provincial law to report immunizations or valid exemptions for tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis or whooping cough, polio, measles, mumps, rubella, meningococcal, and varicella or chickenpox.
People that cannot be protected against the illness because they can't get vaccinated would be very vulnerable. So we want to ensure that those people are protected as well.
The new data follows last year's resurgence of measles across the country, a disease that had essentially been wiped out in Canada. According to the federal government health and info base, in 2025, there were more than 5,000 reported cases of measles in Canada. So why so many children without up-to-date immunizations? Health officials cite a number of factors, including busy lifestyles, religious beliefs, and vaccine hesitancy.
Let the kids go, learn, need to do what they need to do, and just let's hope that the parents could actually make, a good decision for their kids.
School boards say they're working closely with health units to meet immunization requirements and with families to help support compliance. In Sarnia, Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Now to a tragic case out of Windsor, a mother sentenced to prison in the drowning death of her young daughter. A judge saying the child's death never should have happened. CTV's Chris Campbell has the details.
A Windsor mother is heading to prison after a judge found her actions led to the drowning death of her 5-year-old daughter. The identities of the mother and child cannot be reported due to a publication ban. Justice Christine Malott said the woman was aware of the dangers facing her daughter, who had a history of wandering away from home and was believed to have undiagnosed autism and ADHD. Malott said the child had previously escaped from home, prompting involvement from the Children's Aid Society. But despite knowing those risks, the judge said the mother left the girl unsupervised near a backyard pool. A child lost her life in a manner which could have and should have been avoided, Malott stated. Court heard the mother had taken her children to a man's home and left them alone while she went into a bedroom. At one point, the girl left the house and went toward the pool, but the mother stopped her. The judge said the woman put her sleeping son in a stroller in front of the door and once again left the children unattended. Malott told the court she was not completing household chores. She was engaged in sexual activity with a virtual stranger. She took her children to a strange place at night and left them unsupervised so she could have sex. When presented with the choice between her own wants and needs and the needs of her children, she should have prioritized her children. Malott said the mother's actions represented a serious breach of trust towards a vulnerable child. She said, "A child has died. No sentence that I impose will bring her back." The community is no doubt both shocked and horrified that this could occur. The sentence imposed must reflect that reality and that loss of innocent life. The mother was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Prosecutor Nicole Stortini had asked for a prison sentence of 3 to 5 years, while defense lawyer Alex Cardella argued for house arrest. Both declined to comment after the sentencing. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Windsor police say a house party on Campbell Avenue got out of hand early Monday morning after an uninvited guest refused to leave. They say a 21-year-old man was struck with a weapon and a 17-year-old girl was also assaulted. A 33-year-old man has been arrested and is facing aggravated assault charges. New numbers show Windsor's nurse police team is handling hundreds of calls and keeping many people out of the ER. Since January, the joint Windsor Police and Windsor Regional Hospital team has responded to more than 500 calls involving health and substance use. Officers say 138 people were diverted away from emergency rooms and others were connected with mental health supports and harm reduction services. Exclusive video tonight of a smash and grab at a Windsor sports store. CTV's Melanie Kentner has it in this edition of the Crime Stoppers Report.
Yeah, let's start it by talking about some of the recent statistics with commercial break-ins. What are they?
Well, the three police services in Windsor-Essex County reported 49 break-in-enters, commercial break-in-enters this year. However, that is actually a decrease from the same amount of break-in-enters we received last year.
Well, that's a good point. However, Bob Rione Sports was just hit. What can you tell us about this particular case?
Well, on Saturday morning at approximately, at 5:30 on the 21st of February, 3 suspects broke into Bob Rione Sports and stole officially licensed sports memorabilia such as jerseys and baseball caps.
And I understand you have some video. Can you describe it for us?
Well, the video depicts a suspect carrying a rock or a brick, and he manages to breach the business by breaking the window and crawling through the window. A dark-colored Mitsubishi, gray in color, 4-door approaches the business, and 2 other suspects get out of the vehicle. But we want our viewers at home to pay close attention to that vehicle. There's not a lot of them around. So if anybody has any information with respect to anybody driving that sort of vehicle within that time frame, give Crime Stoppers a call.
That's good to know. Now, we did talk to the owner about what happened.
Well, when I showed up, the window was broken type of thing. There was a few things laying outside, so the police are already here. So open the door, walk in, start answering some questions for them, showing them where stuff was missing, and wait till they finished their report because they wanted me to leave what was laying outside out there.
And what are some of the ways to help prevent these type of things from happening?
Well, if businesses have alarms, we recommend that they register them with their local police service, or even have an enhanced version of an alarm system where they can observe what's happening by way of a notification on their phone.
And if the public does have information, what should they do?
Well, they can reach out to Windsor Essex Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS or online at catchcrooks.com.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rick. And that's your Crime Stoppers report.
Crimes like that smash and grab could theoretically be prevented by Project Greenlight, with downtown businesses now able to apply. The city is offering up to $5,000 to help businesses install security cameras. The systems include green flashing beacons and AI monitoring that can detect loitering and even warn people they're being watched. Officials say the program could bring up to 90 cameras to the downtown BIA.
If people don't feel safe in an area because they think it's unsafe, they're just not going to go to it. Much like they won't go to it if there's actual crime happening and they think they're going to be pickpocketed or harmed in some way. They're just going to stay away.
Speaking of businesses downtown, that illegal magic mushroom shop has pulled up stakes. Signage for Fun Guys on Olette Avenue has been removed, and the space appears vacant with a for rent sign posted. Speaking on AM 800, Windsor Police Chief Jason Crowley says the police service put a lot of resources into monitoring what was going on at Fun Guys and hopes it is gone forever.
I think at the end of the day, they were the ones that came out and said, listen, the crystal meth and the LSD that was found in there is not our intention. So they really closed their own doors.
The Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority and Bridging North America have just released how much drivers are going to have to pay to cross the Gordie Howe International Bridge once it opens. CTV's Sanjay Maru joining me with the long-awaited answer to that question.
And Travis, that is one of the 2 big questions people all around the community have been wondering: when the bridge will open and how much it will cost to cross. We still don't know the answer to the first question, but as for the second, we can tell you it will be much cheaper to cross the Gordie Howe Bridge as opposed to its neighboring neighboring competitor, the Ambassador Bridge, and there will also be a discount program for those who cross frequently called Breakaway. Let's take a look at the numbers. Passenger vehicles will pay $8 Canadian or $5.75 US per crossing. For members of the Breakaway discount program, $6 Canadian or $4.35 US. And here's how that compares to the Windsor-Detroit Tunnel and the Ambassador Bridge. At the tunnel, drivers pay $8.25 Canadian to enter the US and $9 US to enter Canada. With Nexpress, that cost drops to $5.90 Canadian to go stateside and $6.75 American to return. The Ambassador Bridge, meanwhile, charges $14 Canadian and $10 American to cross. Commercial vehicles will also receive discounted per axle rates at the new bridge. The standard toll is $12 Canadian or $8.75 US per axle, with a breakaway rate of $9.60 Canadian and $6.90 US per axle. The Ambassador Bridge charges $20 per axle or $15 for those who have an A-Pass or Easy Pass. Those prices are in American. Right now, only business accounts can sign up for Breakaway. Accounts for personal users will launch in the coming weeks. Earlier today, we did ask Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkens whether he expects the Maroon family, which operates and oversees the Ambassador Bridge, to continue their efforts in blocking the opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge. Dilkens says nothing would surprise him.
I would expect that you will see a response as you get closer to the opening of the Gordie Howe, recognizing that whether you run a tunnel that's buried under the water or whether you have a bridge that's exposed to the elements 24/7, 365, they come with heavy operating costs and maintenance costs. And so there's only so low someone can go before they start losing money, and it doesn't make business sense.
And I did reach out to the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority, which oversees the Gordie Howe crossing, asking how much the Ambassador Bridge factored into setting their toll rates. Officials say rates are based on their operating model, customer needs, and long-term sustainability in an effort to set an appropriate price. And as for when the Gordie Howe Bridge will open, officials would only say this spring.
Thank you, Sanjay. That's CTV's Sanjay Maru, and it will be interesting to see how these other two crossings respond to this, right?
Yeah, something we'll be watching out for closely.
Try and keep people going on their side.
Exactly.
And this brings us to our question of the day. Would toll rate impact which border crossing you would choose? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you come to a full stop at a red light before turning right. Out of about 700 responses, 92% answered yes. The Ford government is announcing new funding to help Windsor-Essex businesses navigate the pressure of tariffs. With more on what it means for one local manufacturer, here's CTV's Robert Lothian.
Under the pressure of U.S. tariffs, Windsor-based chemical manufacturer Dymachem says cooking up the formula to navigating uncertainty is an ongoing process.
We felt a shift in our relationship with some American prospects and clients around having product made in Canada that was going to U.S.
The company produces chemicals for industrial manufacturing uses in automotive, aerospace, and other industries. About 40% of their products are shipped to U.S. businesses.
It's very hard to remain competitive in the changing environment. We're working very, very hard to accomplish that every day, and so any help from any quarter is helpful.
Help coming Wednesday from the provincial government in what it's calling tariff relief, $7.3 million for 8 Windsor-Essex businesses.
These investments will not only protect the incredible workers that these companies have, they underscore their operations, but they'll support the creation of new jobs across Windsor.
For Dymachem, Vice President Andrew Conway says about $1.1 million will contribute to the plant's $10 million expansion, creating at least 5 new jobs. Approaching production capacity, Conway says they will be able to create more chemicals and broaden their footprint.
We can then focus all of our logistics in the new building, and that gives us new production space, new production capacity, new sites that we can put in production cells in our existing building.
Across Ontario, the government says hundreds of companies have applied for trade funding that's increased to $150 million over 3 years due to demand.
There's money for all different areas that are being used to help our families, to help the workers, to help the businesses.
In the case of Dymachem and other businesses receiving support, funding is stability in the midst of uncertainty.
It helps us with the numbers, but it also helps us have the courage to invest and expand.
Robert Lothian, CTV News, Windsor.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time.
Those guys, the football guys, soccer guys, you name it, they're all out there supporting us.
And still ahead, it's playoff season in Windsor, Essex. Bob Belichico takes us on the sidelines. The CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is here with our first look at the weather tonight. And Gary, I'm glad I brought a jacket today.
Yes, jacket, umbrella. Good advice taken. Travis, good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today was a volatile day. Windy and rainy from the beginning. Intermittent showers. There were even rumbles of thunder, of course, early this morning, especially if you live close to the city of Detroit. Along the riverside, you might have seen some flickers of light off the distance to the north and northeast. The same system has dropped temperatures drastically. We will be near the freezing mark by midnight in some locales. Reached a high of 17.2, well above seasonal. But it's just gotten colder, and it's all due to this massive system that has brought warnings across central, southern, southwestern, southeastern Ontario into Quebec. That pink and purplish hue, that's freezing rain. It has been ongoing for hours. Yeah, plural, and snow to the north. And wrapping in behind the system, cold enough to see snow moving across Michigan into our neck of the woods. That's why flurries are a very real possibility as I speak into tomorrow. And then Friday rolls around. Friday early in the morning and throughout the day, I think there's a chance of not just wet flakes, but maybe even some accumulations. This after just a day ago, we set a record-setting temperature, 22.6 degrees Celsius, and now we're looking at freezing temperatures. Still some very light scattered showers, most of it to the north and east of us. A couple of things that really were very interesting this morning. If you were awake early enough, saw some fog, some drizzle, mist, and then some steady rains. We saw this transformation taking place, especially across Lake St. Clair. And we're obviously cooling down, so I think we're going to see more of a wet flurry story. There's snow, maybe a couple of centimeters right now, that's falling over Georgian Bay territory. Look at this, overnight temperatures, instead of 10 or 11 degrees on the plus side, down to -2, feeling like -10 at about 3 a.m. It is windy now. It is windy throughout the day with westerlies sustained between 20 and 30 k. Gusts in the 40 to 50 range. We'll see some sunshine and fair weather cloud overhead, but it's going to be a cold start and only seeing a high of 5 degrees. Beyond that, the next 6 of 7 days, getting colder. 5, then 2, 4, then 0, then -2, -1. That's the overall cold or chilly trend with a wintry mix Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even a week from now. We are 5 or 6 degrees below seasonal. That's a look at your 7-day forecast. Travis?
Thank you, Gary. If you've been holding off on filling up, wait just a little longer to avoid some of that pain at the pump. Gas price forecasters say the price of regular fuel will drop by 8 cents tomorrow and diesel will drop by 12. Gas prices started rising last week, soon after the conflict began, and Iran retaliated by closing a key oil shipping route to other nations. On the markets today, the TSX fell 151 points, the Dow lost 289, and the Nasdaq gained 19. Canadian dollar dropped 0.1 cent today. Gold is down $63 an ounce. Oil is up almost $4 a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. We are on the sidelines with Bob Belichico tonight. And Bob, the energy is coming from the University of Windsor, starting with the men's volleyball team.
Actually, Travis, there's energy all over the sports scene right now. It's amazing. But yeah, the men are hosting the national championships this weekend. Teams are already in town practicing at the TLC, because that is a unique place to play, nice and loud, and just the lighting is really cool. So the Windsor Lancers have put aside the disappointment of losing to Queens in the finals last weekend in the OUA final. They've done a hard reboot, and the number 4 seed looks forward to facing the number 6 seed, Montreal, in front of a packed house Friday night at 6 p.m.
Super glad. I wouldn't take it back at all, and just ready to roll with the boys this weekend and see how far we can go.
We have a really strong opponent. We know, what they like to do. We have some ideas on how we might try to stop them. Can't share those with you on public dissemination. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's no folding with this team right now. A great moment in the locker room for head coach Kevin Hamlin. The Lancers ousting TMU last weekend. They now will host the UQTR for the Queen's Cup. The final is Saturday. It's a winner-take-all game. 3 years ago, UQTR went in triple overtime on a cheap bounce. The Lancers have a few leftovers from that squad, and redemption is top of mind Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m.
Obviously, like volleyball doing so well, we always go down to there and, see the big crowds down there. And, for them to come out and support us, those guys, the football guys, soccer guys, you name it, they're all out there supporting us. So it's huge for us for sure.
I think with the 6 guys that were on the team a couple of years ago, we still kind of have that inkling in the back of our minds, so a little bit of unfinished business. So I think that kind of fuels our fire and really leads the group towards what we want in the end, and that's to win it all.
Aren't you pumped up?
Yeah, you're not lying. There is some great energy there, obviously.
Can't wait for Saturday.
Is it free to go to these games?
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
Parking's free, though, if you can find a parking spot.
That's a big bonus, because that's usually what gets you at when you go to sporting events. And I mean, like, playoff hockey in our area is in full swing.
Love that horn. OJHL playoffs in Leamington last night. Brendan Cook getting a power play goal right there. That's the first of his 3 goals on the game, and playoffs for that matter. The Flyers won 4-2 to take a 2-1 series lead over Buffalo. Earlier this week, defenseman Matthew Thomas earned the OJHL Player of the Month. The Wheatley native led all players in the league, not just defensemen, but forwards too, with 22 points in 12 games.
It's been nice. It's been a good month. Coming back to the Flyers has been real nice, hometown. It's been nice. Tough start to the season, but being back in Leamington and going for a run is really big for me and really big for the Flyers, so I'm glad to be back.
On to the Spitfires. Now, nerves were high when they lost forward Ethan Belchez last week, with good cause. Now, Spits Nation feeling a bit calmer today after beating Kitchener last weekend, the hottest team in the league, by the way. They have the Sioux tomorrow, head to Sarnia Friday, and host London Sunday.
Obviously, it's nice to beat Kitchener, as we haven't beat them this year. So, without Cheese, it's obviously difficult, but there's still guys that can step up and kind of can win games from that way.
Yeah, big game. They're all big. We just want to make sure that we're ready we're getting better every day and get ready for playoffs.
Yeah, that's 6 games away, man. Playoffs already.
It's great to see how they did without Belchez, because obviously that was a nerve-wracking.
Honestly, that was a big game for the Spitfires, because they lost Saturday night against Flint, and they're chasing Flint for the division title. So for them to come back and beat the hottest team in the league, that says something if you're a Spits fan. And great volleyball action at Holy Names this afternoon. The school hosting the OFSA Championship. The Knights won the consolation bracket. The AAA final pitting Tecumseh's St. Anne Saints against Oakville's Trafalgar High School. The Saints were up 20-15 in the 3rd set, but the Devils stormed back to win and carried that momentum into the 4th set. The top-seeded Devils beat the 6th-seeded Saints. Great ending, considering the season could have ended a couple of weeks ago.
We're so happy. We didn't even know if we were going to get to OFSA since we lost Wexa. So this is just like a great way to end our season. It was such a good game. They are an amazing team. Whew, sorry.
But you hung with them.
Oh yeah, we were in there. It's sad to lose, but second in the province is like amazing.
That's great to see. Great volleyball, and it wows me how well-spoken these high school athletes are, right?
Like, oh yeah, even yesterday I was in Kingsville for the Paralympic game there.
Oh, yeah.
And the hockey game. And, the grade 8 kid was amazing. And you well spoken.
You want to talk about energy? That story was amazing. Those kids were hype. Like,
oh yeah,
that was
the energy
amazing.
just jumping off the screen, right?
Yeah.
But no, it was good for St. Anne to pull through on that one. Again, this season could have ended a couple of weeks ago when they lost in the Wexford final to Holy Names, and that was a heck of a matchup between those two powerhouses. So
that's great.
Hey, just know that we have two of the best teams in the province right here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
That's awesome. And speaking of some of the best, remind us again, if we want to see some of these Lancers games this weekend or later in this week.
Lancers hockey, 2 o'clock, Saturday afternoon at the Capri Pizzeria Recreation Complex, and then Friday night, 6 o'clock, University of Montreal against our Windsor Lancers volleyball team.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Bob. We really appreciate it.
Good to have you.
Thanks.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is back with another look at the forecast. And Gary, a lot of people going out for St. Patrick's Day this weekend will probably be paying for coat check.
You're right about that. Next Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, it's going to be a cold day and night. Take a look at the next 7 days. And this all courtesy of a massive change over the entire continent. Now, cold air is infiltrating our airspace as I speak. It will linger and will be reinforced. Temperatures down to 5 degrees instead of 17 today for a daytime high. Friday, 5, then 2, then 4. But note the precipitation type. Flurries mixed with drizzle and or rain shower activity. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 0, -2, -1. The low on Tuesday, that's St. Patrick's Day, is -9. Wow, much colder. Wherever you are, stay safe, stay warm, and watch out for icy surfaces. Travis?
Thank you, Gary. And not quite pickleball weather, but those who play will soon have 10 new courts at LaSalle's Vollmer complex. Council unanimously awarding the tender to Front Construction Industries, Inc. for $2.5 million. Construction will also include a new building with 3 washrooms, 50 parking spots, and new lighting. Council previously earmarked $3 million for the project. Construction could begin as early as April. The courts are expected to be completed by September. And that's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.